We will never forget what a special angel that we had in Kelly. Time does not heal, and broken hearts are difficult to mend. That's a direct quote from the parents of Kelly Wheaton. One night, she was out riding her bike with her husband and her young son when she was struck by a drunk driver and was killed instantly. In general, we understand as a society that drunk driving is a bad thing. I feel like a lot of us have had education about drunk driving at some point or another before we're here today. How many of you have had education about drunk driving in your past? I want you to stop and take a look around at the room. Keep those hands up. That's a good majority of this room that we have right here. So why do we need to keep talking about this? Why is it an issue that we need to bring up? Hi, my name is Matt Sayde, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about drunk driving and its presence in the United States. First, we're going to analyze some statistics about drunk driving in this country today. Then, we're going to analyze a common misconception that we have and a common false thought process that a lot of drivers have that's really, really detrimental to our society. And then finally, we're going to look at some of the resources that are available to the entire population that could end this issue forever. Due to the fact that I've conducted thorough research and I've personally interacted with so many different individuals that have been touched by drunk driving over the years, I see that's an issue that we still need to talk about. So let's get started. Let's talk about some of the statistics about drunk driving in the United States today. According to the United States Department of Transportation, in 2015, over 10,000 people died in drunk driving related accidents. Another 290,000 individuals were injured. In 2013, 28.7 million people admitted to have drunkenly driven. 28.7 million. That's more than the population of Texas. So what do these statistics tell us? They tell us we still do have to have this conversation. And it really puts into the scope of the light how big a problem it is actually today. And even with these numbers in mind, there are still individuals that do not take the seriousness of this issue into account. One common argument for people that think drunk driving is fine or it's not an issue is that they're invincible. Nothing bad could ever happen to them. They're going to be fine. I can speak from personal experience, one individual who thought just that. My senior year of high school, me and a bunch of my friends, we ended up getting a beach house down in Seaside Heights after prom to celebrate a very, very fun 4 years that we had had. And there were a bunch of other different friend groups that also got houses in the area. So on the second day we were at the beach, one of my friends came up to me and my group of friends, and he told us about how he was jumping from house to house, taking shots, drinking beers, but his mode of transportation was his vehicle. It was at that moment that I took a second, and I noticed all the children that were around playing with their parents and their family members. They were on family vacations. They all could have been affected by this one driver. He's not the only one that thinks this way. According to an ABC News interview, Jessica Rasdell and Laura Gorman thought the same thing in 2006, until Rasdell's drunk drive ended up killing her counterpart. Said Rasdell in an interview that took place from her jail cell because she was found guilty of a DUI manslaughter charge, Laura and I were 18 years old. We thought we were invincible. We thought nothing like this could ever happen to us. And Laura paid the ultimate consequence. So clearly, this invincibility thought process is detrimental. What isn't detrimental, though, are the resources that are available to the general population that can end this problem forever. Let's talk a little bit about those. Let's talk about being a designated driver, first off. We all know what it means to be a designated driver, to take that step back, to be the one to not drink on one occasion when a bunch of your friends will be, and you take it upon yourself to drive a vehicle that gets everybody where they need to go in a safe manner. According to designateddriving.net, it is estimated that designated drivers have saved over 50,000 lives since 1980. That's 50,000 more lives that haven't been affected by drunk driving. That's amazing. That's just designated driving. There's also Uber. We're also all pretty familiar with Uber, the taxi service that picks you up wherever you are and gets you where you need to go. A recent New York Times article found that in 4 of the 5 boroughs of New York City, there has been a 25 to 35% decrease in alcohol-related accidents since Uber came into town. That means Uber is making a difference too. These are two roles that are simple, because it's an application that gets you where you need to go, and a decision to not get behind the wheel of a vehicle while you're intoxicated. Very, very simple. So what can you do? Well, what you can do is elect to be a designated driver. Take that one night and take it upon yourself to make sure that everybody's going to get where they need to be okay, and in good health. You can elect to be that designated driver and be that hero. Also, if you'd like to take your phones out right now, that's a QR code for one free Uber ride. Now I ask you only take a picture of that QR code if you put on your word that that's going to be for the next time you and your friends have no way of getting back to a safe location without use of that Uber. If you're not in the right state of mind, if there is no designated driver, that's the time to use that. So you're more than welcome to do that right now. And while you're doing that, also take a picture of this link that's located right here. This is a pledge to say that you're never going to get behind the wheel of a vehicle while you're under the influence of alcohol. By you putting your word and leading by example, you're a hero. And you're going to save so many lives. Not just yours, but the ones around you. So what have we done here today? By analyzing some of the statistics of drunk driving, by talking about the common misconception of a lot of young drivers when they think that they're invincible and nothing can ever happen to them, and analyzing the resources that are available to all of the human population that we have here, we can eradicate this problem forever. You can make the difference. You can be a part of the movement. You can be the solution to the problem. Because if you're not, then who will? Thank you.